On Grotman Puff versus Longo. Step forward, please.
21-year-old dancer Stephanie Puff and her boyfriend Eric Grotman are suing their former friend, dancer Suzanne Longo. They claim Suzanne threw their possessions in a dumpster when she mistakenly thought Stephanie was sleeping with Suzanne's boyfriend.
Order. All rise. Quiet in the courtroom. It's case number 232, Your Honor, on the calendar in the matter of Grotman Puff versus Longo. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Have a seat, please.
All right. Miss Longo, it is alleged by both of these plaintiffs that you destroyed their property and locked them out of an apartment that the three of you were sharing. You seem to acknowledge in your answer that you did, in fact, lock them out of the apartment, and you did, in fact, take their property and throw it in a dumpster. Is that right?
Yeah. But they didn't live there. It's my apartment. They didn't give me a dime for rent.
Doesn't make any difference. They were living there with you, and you seem to feel as if you had some right to do that. You want to explain it to me?
Well, Stephanie went to San Francisco behind my back to my boyfriend's house and thought that she could still be my friend after that. And I was angry, and I called up there, and I found out just to talk to Brad. And so I just threw her stuff in the dumpster. Because and she never was my friend. I went out of my way for her. I've done so many things for her. And she goes, my boyfriend.
How long did you live there?
I was staying there approximately 2 weeks.
And this is your boyfriend?
Yes, it is.
What property did she destroy?
She threw away most of the clothes I own and several pairs of shoes and a very expensive cellular telephone.
We have a list of...
I do, and I also have several receipts.
My God, I couldn't be so specific about what I had in my house as you are. How do you know that these were things that you had there? 6 pairs of socks? 15 pairs of panties? How do you know that?
I'm sure there were more than 6 pairs of socks. I just estimated 6 pairs of socks. There's probably things that are missing that I can't remember.
You were taking none of your property with you?
I had several things with me. A bag.
We just done 3 loads of laundry, and they were all at her house, not to mention a closet full of stuff hanging up that was inside of her home.
Where were you when all this was going on?
I was in Los Angeles with a friend, and she was in San Diego where we all live. And she was in San Francisco, I was in LA, and she had assumed that since she went to San Francisco without Suzanne, that she had done it maliciously to sleep with her boyfriend, when in all actuality she was heading to Reno and just got too tired on the trip and decided to stay in San Francisco. And they were going to stay at a witness's house, at her brother's house, and they couldn't wake him up, or that he wasn't home, so they decided to stay at this gentleman Brad's house, who she's referring to. They had stayed there 2 weeks previously, all 3 of them, and so they thought, hey, maybe we can stay there, because we were just there 2 weeks ago. Brad said no problem, and they stayed there.
Can I say something?
Yeah, sure.
There was not a closet full of things, and they did not stay with me for 2 weeks straight. They stayed with me for 1 or 2 days at a time, and there was exactly 2 bags of clothes, and that is all.
What about a phone?
Oh,
cellular phone. She said that you...
I never saw a cellular phone. I never saw a cellular phone.
Well, you were in pretty much of a rage.
Yeah, I was.
Huh?
Yeah.
Well, then you have to pay for it.
It could have been in their stuff, and I could have, you know, thrown it away. It could have been in the bag already. There was some clothes hanging up, and there was clothes already in a bag, and I took the clothes that were hanging up and put them in another bag, and I took them and I chucked them in the dumpster because, you know.
Miss Longo.
Your Honor.
Just a second, Miss Longo. You have to pay for that. You can't do that. I mean, you called your boyfriend's house.
I know what I did legally was wrong.
Okay. You called your boyfriend's house. Nobody admitted to you that they were there sleeping together. She has her own boyfriend. I mean, you may not have liked the fact that she went there and stayed at your boyfriend's house without your permission, but you assumed that they were sleeping together. Nobody acknowledged that to you, did they?
His roommate told me.
I don't believe that.
His name's Mark.
I don't believe that. Why would anybody do that? Why would anybody stir up trouble?
I don't understand why she went there behind my back.
That's not the issue.
Understand.
That's not the issue. I mean, he gives a perfectly plausible explanation. The 3 of you had stayed there before. Is that right? If you want to act impulsively, Miss Longo, then you have to pay for it. Your clothes are worth how much, sir?
Mine when they're about $4.91 or so. I had some
Well, that's
shoes.
not a lot. Women's clothes are usually much more expensive.
Yeah.
He had like 2 shirts. That's about it.
दुश्मनों हाथ उठाओ कि मैं जीऊं बरसूं दोस्तों ने मेरे मरने की दुआ मांगी है दुश्मनों हाथ उठाओ कि मैं जीऊं परसों दोस्तों ने मेरे मरने की दुआ मांगी है मेरे शौक दमे इतबार तैनू अजब एक लिया इंतजार मेरा मेरे शौक दमे इतबार तैनू अजब एक लिया इंतजार आजा दी बहाने ना कर तू अजब एक नया इंतजार मेरा एक गल दसी चन माई ते तू क्या पै गई लोड़े बन वैरां विच बहदा है ते मेरे दिल को लगदी चोटे हो सकूं बेबस समझ के रोल चुड़ोई ते वदा ते हर जानो के तुम्हें पाके कहाँ खुश थे तुम्हें खो के कहाँ रोए करे पीछा सदाओं का अगर तकदीर ही सोए तुम्हें पाके कहाँ खुश थे तुम्हें खो के कहाँ रोए जरा सोच बेचन माई ते कुकी में फुलसा तू ता छोड़ के वेंदी पईए तेरे बाजू मर वेसा मैं यत लहरा बह के वन हो मेरी कबर सिरां दी तकती ते चंद जुमले हिन तहरीरे ए उस मजलूम दी कबर हई हुको जेड़ा मार गया ते तकसीरे Thanks for all friend watch.